Good evening, everyone. My name is Deborah Ellis, and I'm the System Director of Infection Prevention and Control at AHS. I started in healthcare as a clinical microbiologist, and I've been an infection preventionist for over 20 years. I sum up my healthcare career as either growing the germs or chasing the germs. My primary job as an infection preventionist is to keep staff, patients, and visitors safe while we work to provide care in an environment in which it's easy for infectious organisms to spread. In a multi-healthcare system like AHS, there's a lot to do. Basically, our job duties include anything that might pose a risk to cause an infection. The onset of the COVID pandemic moved infection preventionists from the shadows into the spotlight. It feels like it's been one long workday, 24/7 for the past 8 months. We were always the experts, but overnight, we became the visible consultants on PPE, disinfectant wipes, contact tracing, and keeping abreast of the CDC and other agency recommendations and standards. I worked closely with operations to execute our plans for the influx of infectious patients, with our supply and materials management team to ensure that we were able to source, procure, and even verify that supplies met minimum standards, not only for blood and body fluid protection, but also protection from COVID-19. I've also worked closely with employee health in performing contact tracing on accidental exposures. Despite our best efforts, with a virus like COVID circulating widely in the community, no institution will remain untouched. We will need to redouble our commitment to safely move forward, particularly as cases are rising and healthcare workers are experiencing COVID fatigue. Our work would not be possible without the highly educated and passionate staff we have at AHS, who have universally pulled together to keep our patients and colleagues safe. Everyone working at AHS seems to have a mission of giving back, serving all, delivering healing with care and compassion. Here are two personal experiences I will share on my healthcare worker career. First, when I was doing my hospital training in clinical laboratory sciences, I did a rotation at a safety net hospital in Michigan. I recall having to be observed for my phlebotomy skills by one of my instructors. That day, I had a patient that obviously was living on the streets, and I grimaced at having to draw the blood from this disheveled patient. The look on my face must have been obvious, because after I was finished with the patient, my instructor pulled me aside and said, "You must remember, we are all God's children." The second, I call my Jonah experience. I was called by 3 different recruitment firms on 3 consecutive days for an interim assignment in the Northern California area. I did not want to come to the Bay Area, so told the first 2, no, I'm not interested. But when the third called, I told them, let me sleep on it. The next morning I woke up, looked in the mirror, and something very clearly said to me, stop acting like Jonah and go where I send you. That's how I ended up at AHS. I think that I was sent here with a specific mission to serve. The motto of my alma mater is, enter to learn, depart to serve. I was trained to serve, and at AHS, I finally feel like I am serving. I believe that I was led here to AHS to serve a purpose best expressed by the Bible text that states, to whom much is given, much is expected. AHS staff are the embodiment of this message, and I'm extremely proud to count myself in this number.
Good evening. I'm Danielle Coleman.
And I'm Minnie Swift.
And on behalf of the Alameda Health System Foundation Board of Directors, we'd like to welcome you all to our 30th anniversary fundraising gala. We're so glad that you've joined us for the board's first virtual celebration of Alameda Health System's healthcare heroes. For over 150 years, Alameda Health System has provided critical healthcare services to the residents of Alameda County, serving all without regard for ability to pay. The system's 8 wellness and rehabilitation centers and 4 hospitals including the only level 1 adult trauma center in the East Bay at Highland Hospital, serve as the backbone of the county's safety net healthcare system.
Over the last 3 decades, the foundation has been proud to accompany the system on its journey to becoming the anchor community institution that it is today. Because of the generosity of foundations, corporations, and individual donors like you, the foundation has been able to raise more than $50 million in recent years to support critical equipment, training facilities, and innovative programs. These have enabled Alameda Health System to extend quality healthcare services to an even larger percentage of the population, particularly our most vulnerable communities.
But our job is not done. As COVID-19 surges in the community, we continue to experience an unprecedented level of need and require continued support from partners like you to lessen the impact of the pandemic on our most at-risk neighbors. AHS is leading the charge in access to care for the hardest hit populations in this crisis. That includes low income, homeless, undocumented, immigrant, and marginalized racial ethnic communities. And we must continue to empower our healthcare heroes by equipping our frontline health workers across all AHS sites to safely treat any COVID-19 patients with the highest level of quality and compassionate care.
As we gather virtually during the season of Thanksgiving, we hope you'll keep AHS's 60,000 patients and over 4,000 primary caregivers and support staff foremost in mind. Our program tonight is designed to inform you and to inspire you. You'll hear from some of those caregivers about what motivates them and what it's been like working at AHS during the pandemic. While listening to the program, you'll have the opportunity to continue to bid on some silent auction items up until our broadcast ends at 8 p.m. Our exciting live auction will begin a little after 7:30. And we also hope you'll consider making a special donation to tonight's featured beneficiary, the AHS's Mobile Health Clinic, which brings vital healthcare services to our unhoused, shelter-challenged, and homeless populations.
Thank you all in advance so much for your support. Now please sit back and enjoy the program and look out for those fantastic auction items.
Thank you, Danielle and Minnie. It is good to see you both. I appreciate all the foreshadowing for the auction as well. And Minnie, we'll talk about that reel-to-reel tape deck we could all see in the background at your house a little later. My own auction foreshadowing. For all of you watching on screen right now, good evening to you as well. My name is Greg Quiroga. I have the honor to be your fundraiser this evening. For those of you who were at the gala last year, it's good to see you again. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, welcome. We are glad that you are here. We are gathered here tonight to support the healthcare heroes of the Alameda Health System, and you watching right now are an integral part of our team. We need you and your participation to make tonight's show successful. That means you need to go to bidpal.net AHSF Gala 2020. You can see the URL right below me on the screen. Bidpal.net AHSF Gala 20. Sign up, log in, get registered, and get going. That is where you can make pledges in our Fund a Need. That is where you can bid on all of the auctions in our excellent slate of auction items tonight. Again, at the risk of being an auctioneer and repeating myself endlessly, go to bidpal.net AHSF Gala 20 and get going. And now, please join me in welcoming Cheryl Wilson-Talford, one of our healthcare heroes this evening.
My name is Cheryl Wilson-Talford. I am a current employee for Alameda Health System. I began my career at the health system over 34 years ago. I began as a certified nursing assistant. We have faced this year a pandemic with COVID-19 that's unlike anything that we've seen, at least in my lifetime. With that, I've seen nurses, physicians, and all the ancillary services rise to the occasion to support our patient population who are in dire need of support, even more so from us, because not only are they faced with life-changing circumstances as with the COVID-19, we are in an unprecedented time that we have families who are having to not see their loved ones and patients that are feeling more alone than ever. And with the psychological impact that it's causing on our patients, our staff have had to rally to come up with different approaches to allowing that family touch, such as the Zoom conferencing that we do, which is a valuable tool that we were given by our palliative care team. And I think that brings some of the closeness that families really need and deserve to have. It's just heart-wrenching when you see families going through such a tough time and having to do it alone. And I just appreciate every day that our staff, they come in no matter what, leaving their own families at home, still worried about them, and provide services to our staff. Even through tears, you see people just still rallying to do the best that they can. And that's really all that we can ever ask for them. I would like to thank the teams that I have been afforded the opportunity and have the privilege of managing: the step-down unit, the intensive care unit, and the respiratory therapy department. Without all of you, there is no way I could do my job, and there's no way that we can continue to support the patients who are dependent upon our care, who know that we're going to be there, and at times we're the only family or the only face they see, even in their last minutes on the earth. We're the kind spirit. And so with that, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for always doing the best you can each and every day.
Hello, I am Dr. Valerie Ng, Chair of the Department of Laboratory Medicine and Pathology and member of the interim AHS Chief of Staff Committee. Each year, as part of this gala celebration, AHS Medical Staff Leadership honors a member of the medical staff with an award for his or her outstanding service and contributions to AHS and the broader community over the course of the year. I am unbelievably pleased and deeply honored to announce that the AHS Medical Staff's Physician of the Year for 2020 is Dr. David English, Alameda Health System's Chief Medical Information Officer. Dave's outstanding service and contributions to AHS span decades, not just the course of the past year. We all know his decades of selfless and dedicated care to our patients and community. In 2016, he undertook a new role as Chief Medical Information Officer and shone even brighter. He led to a successful launch of Epic, a long-awaited and much clamored for unified electronic medical record. Dave's knowledge of AHS, its internal operations, and extensive experience with our patients' clinical and social needs was pivotal in configuring Epic to best meet AHS and our community's needs. Epic went live September 28, 2019, and as we became confident and proficient in its use, the COVID pandemic hit. Dave's leadership as CMIO was instrumental in rapidly pivoting or configuring new Epic functionalities so we could provide patient care remotely. For these many reasons, and with deep admiration, as a very small token of appreciation, Dave was selected by his peers and colleagues as the AHS 2020 Physician of the Year. On a personal note, I have been deeply grateful to have worked with Dave since July 2005. From him, I've learned a lot of medicine. I've learned a lot of administrative skills, how to engage interdepartmental issues with clarity of thought, how to resolve them efficiently and effectively. And I've learned a lot of behavioral skills by mirroring his role modeling of professionalism. Congratulations and well done, Dave.
Thank you, Valerie. And thank you to my colleagues and the medical staff for selecting me for this award. Particular thanks to Dr. Kelly Ballard and Dr. Colin Feeney for persistently advocating for me. It's actually an honor to even share the stage with Dr. Valerie Ng. She, of course, is all known to us as the conscience of the medical staff, our parliamentarian in almost every meeting, and one of the very hardest working people I have ever known. She's been an extraordinary partner during the EPIC journey and a persistent inspiration to me throughout her time in our organization. The EPIC project that went live in September 2019 was the culmination of a dream I had for many years. Being CMIO during an implementation is a very special experience, as I try to convince my many colleagues to do things they really needed to do, but maybe didn't want to, or didn't even see the value in that moment. It was without a doubt my most challenging and exhausting professional endeavor ever. Sometimes being stubborn and persistent, though, is a virtue that we'll overcome. This was really a team effort throughout all levels of AHS, and to thank everyone who contributed would take the whole gala. But I particularly need to thank Mark Amy, our Chief Information Officer, our Project Director, Katya Osipova, whose organizational skills are without par, Delvecchio Finley for his advocacy for the project and for finding us the money to make it happen, Sylvia Lozano for her wise advice and help, and finally Dr. Barry Simon for encouraging me to pursue this dream so many years ago. Thank you all very much.
Hi, everyone. Delvecchio Finley here, AHS Chief Executive Officer. Thinking about what it's been like working at AHS during this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, it's been a mixed bag, as you might expect. It's been really, really tough on one hand, with all of the sickness and illness and unfortunately loss of lives. Those are our family members and loved ones around our community to this horrible, horrible pandemic. And sickness that people have experienced, but also the impact on families that are still with us, our workforce and our communities in terms of, furloughs and loss of jobs, close of businesses and schools and institutions that we rely on so heavily to live life day and day throughout Alameda County and throughout the Bay Area have been tremendously impacted over these past few months. And so that has been incredibly tough to behold and to experience. At the same time, what has been incredibly remarkable is how much this has shown the resolve of our human spirit, both as individuals and collectively. We have done things that, as one of our board members like to say, were seemingly impossible before. We've come together and tried to keep our patients safe by moving, thousands of visits that were in person to virtually overnight, actually. Also, knowing that our patients would be in inpatient settings and skilled nursing settings without the benefit of having loved ones and visitors by their side for their own safety and for the safety of the workforce. We've moved a lot more things virtually in terms of visitations and connecting people with their family members, both nearby and afar, including international countries. That's been great. People coming together to support all of us, the ability to get PPE and equipment that we needed to support our patients, ventilators, masks, gowns, the whole lot of it, which was very tough in the early goings. But our workforce, our supply chain teams, our housekeepers, our doctors, our nurses, our respiratory therapists, everyone really coming together to support one another in our ability to support the community has just been absolutely remarkable. So there are so many things that are special about Alameda Health System and for which I feel grateful. Among them is probably highest on the list, the people. So much about an organization is really, really made manifest when you look at the spirit and the will and the values of the people who work in that organization. And I can say from every aspect, every corner of our organization, every health center, every hospital, every skilled nursing facility, our administrative team, our doctors, our nurses, and our board, this is a group of individuals who live and breathe our mission of caring, healing, teaching, and serving all, and really, really live that every day. That is what's most special to me about working in this organization. We come together, we focus on our patients, we focus on our community, and we do what is necessary to make sure that we can provide the best care, the best services, the best support we can to people day in and day out, sometimes under some really, really difficult and challenging circumstances and situations, but every time knowing that we approach it very humbly, and with the sense that everyone in our community, irrespective of their background, deserve the best care possible, deserve to be treated as equals, and deserve an equitable access to high quality care. So, many of you have heard, I'm sure that I will be ending my tenure as CEO of Alameda Health System in a few short weeks here. So I just want to I'd be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to say how incredibly grateful and thankful I am for having had the opportunity to to serve with the Alameda Health System board leadership, the foundation, its wonderful team and board, and all of you, the members of the community who support us through the foundation and support the people we serve through the foundation. Just want to say that this place has a special place in my heart and will always do that. And I very much hope and encourage all of you to continue to support this community through this foundation and through this organization. The needs continue to be great. And we have done so much over the past couple of decades that this short period that I've been here to be a part of this is but a small drop in what we have done and what I know we'll continue to do. So from the bottom of my heart, really want to thank everybody for the wonderful opportunity that you have provided. And I hope I've made a difference, just a small part of that alongside you. And I encourage you to continue to do it. And I want to thank you for everything that you've done thus far.
Good evening. As the board chair of the foundation this year, I wanted to personally welcome you and thank you for joining us as we begin our 4th decade of service in support of Alameda Health System. The foundation is rightfully proud of the support it has been able to provide to the health system over the past 30 years. At the same time, we humbly recognize that none of that success would have been possible without the partnership of a large number of contributors, foundations, corporations, community organizations, and individuals who have stood with us over the years. I would like to particularly thank those who have joined us as sponsors of this evening's event. We featured them during our opening montage, and you'll see them again at the end of the broadcast. They are also listed in the digital program. Many are long-term financial supporters, while others are with us for the first time. All share a deep commitment to the mission of the health system, for which we are truly grateful. Tonight, we recognize and celebrate caregivers across Alameda Health System as they put patients first amidst the worst health and economic crisis in recent memory. Tonight is also about raising funds and community awareness to support our caregivers and the many innovative programs that make Alameda Health System unique among healthcare providers in the East Bay. Each year, we highlight one of those programs for a particular fundraising boost during the gala. This year, the beneficiary of our Fund a Need appeal is Alameda Health System's Mobile Health Clinic. The Mobile Health Clinic provides urgent care, care coordination, and referrals for Alameda County's unsheltered residents, meeting them where they live and offering these services free of charge. During the pandemic, the Bay Area's homelessness crisis has only worsened, dramatically increasing demands for the Mobile Health Clinic services. As you watch the following video, we hope you'll appreciate the amazing work being done by the staff of the mobile clinic and will be moved to make a generous donation during the appeal that follows. All donations received during this special segment will go towards maintaining and expanding this critically needed program, which is making a real difference in the lives of some of our most vulnerable community members. Thank you for your consideration.
For many of us, this year has felt like one lived between the anvil and the hammer. These weeks and months have reminded us the health and success of ourselves, our families, and our community often come down to personal actions close to home. This is the story of people working to help those less fortunate, what that help means to those who need it, and what you can do to help them both.
My age is 63 and worked most of my life, so I get retirement money. I have a bad left leg, a bad shoulder, that industrial accident. I was doing welding and a piece of steel fell on me and I didn't want to go back to welding. So I basically became homeless at that point. Being homeless in the wintertime is hard because of the weather. It gets cold at night. And if it rains, you got to have something to keep you dry. It's not easy for anyone, especially a senior citizen. It gets harder. It doesn't get easier.
My name is Wanda Johnson. I'm a family nurse practitioner. Here I am the primary provider on the mobile clinic. The whole concept of the mobile health clinic is to go to places where people cannot go and cannot find care.
It is a 38-foot RV which has a single clinic exam room and and supports a team full of caregivers, including a patient services representative, a mobile health specialist who also drives the vehicle. We have a nurse practitioner and also a medical assistant.
The barriers to receiving healthcare in our system are just incredible for people experiencing homelessness. Everyone in our community theoretically has someone who can pay for healthcare for them. But the barrier, to getting care extends well beyond the payment issues. For some folks that we take care of, even sitting in a waiting room can be a pretty scary experience. People feel like maybe everyone's looking at them, maybe they haven't been able to take care of their hygiene in a while, experiences of being stigmatized or not being taken seriously, and those start to accumulate over time, and people don't want to add to those again.
Well, it's dangerous when sometimes you have to sleep outside, It's dangerous. Strangers, period. You don't know what's going through a person's head.
I worked 35 years, so I'm doing good. When I was born, 1949, this is a farming town, and you could leave your door unlocked. Nobody would bother you. It's crazy. People cannot get houses here.
All kind of things go through my head. I have to worry about everything. Cops go through my head, and people trying to rob me while I'm in my sleep go through my head.
From larger studies of groups of people that your likelihood of dying is about 3 or 4 times higher if you don't have a home versus having a home. It's as much as smoking or as much as sort of these other things that we really know impact people's health. One of the most important ways is just causing a lot of stress, in people's lives. And so it's really hard to solve any problem in your life if you don't have a home. So the ability to store food, for example, depends on a home. The ability to stay safe from violence depends on a home. Needing to find a home ahead of doing the other things is also a big cause of the health impacts of housing. So people spend their time focusing on housing or focusing on getting the things like safety that, that a house would normally provide, rather than focusing on if you have a chronic illness, taking care of that chronic illness or doing other things that you would do to maintain your health.
And it's really hard for people experiencing homelessness to come into a clinic. We have somebody here today who has all of their shopping carts with them and is very concerned about even leaving them in front of the van where they can't see them. Because it's going to get stolen, it's going to get ransacked. There's fear around their stuff being stolen, and it's all the stuff they own in the world.
The small things that we take for granted in our regular lives are what people yearn for. A phone, or just having a toothbrush, or if they're on diuretics and you're telling them to take all of this medication, but they don't have anywhere to use the restroom, and then they get in trouble for using the restroom outside.
And so the van is really meant to overcome a lot of that. To say we're here for you. People may look over, oh, there's a van here. Well, I kind of have this thing I want to get taken care of that. It seemed like a big issue in my head to go get it done, but there's a nice person smiling next to a clinic that's right here. I might as well just walk over and get that handled.
The typical things that we would do: blood pressure, of course, blood sugar, wrapping someone's leg that has swelling in their leg.
The impact of COVID-19 on those without homes has been catastrophic. Most remain on deserted streets while social distancing measures have curtailed indoor services. Despite personal risk, including that of a new mother with a baby at home, the crew of the mobile health clinic has returned to the streets to give desperately needed care.
My dad died of a heart attack and my mom died of cancer, so I checked myself. I came here to get my blood pressure because I have high blood pressure.
They come to where you're at. I was able to get medication for my psoriasis, and I was able to get eyeglasses for my eye vision. Currently, I'm having a problem with my left leg, so this is why I'm here today, to have a doctor look at it.
Charles is a young person who's living on the street, homeless, and he earns about $200 a month through recycling, and that's how he survives out in the world as a person experiencing homelessness.
I sleep behind not in front of stores. I sleep behind things. I sleep in skate park bowls.
Today I gave someone a waffle cushion because he'd been sleeping at a skateboard park and his bone was his skin was starting to be affected. Young guy with a pressure ulcer. That's not something that we would want to walk away from here.
Oh yeah, shout out to them giving me the waffle cushion. So you don't have to sleep on concrete with your face on it. I put my face on this now. Pretty cool. Awesome. And 10 out of 10 rating, and all thumbs up.
Mainly when we're here, we're dealing with the urgent need that the patient has today. We'll help them to set up a primary care provider if they don't already have them. And in some cases, they have a primary care provider, and we're just helping them to make that appointment and reconnect. As a reminder to take care of themselves, a reminder that their health is important and that it matters to us, and hopefully inspire them to have it matter to them. You know, since COVID has arrived, care has changed significantly. Even the wearing masks, right? It changes our relationship with the people that we see. It's hard to recognize people, it's hard to see people, it's hard to build trust, it's hard to read each other's facial expressions and really connect. So I think COVID has made it hard to connect with our patients the way that we used to connect. Typically the funding from the gala would be used for supplies, specifically hygiene supplies for patients. This is something we give out regularly, is the hygiene kits.
I think the flexibility of the funds allows us to meet people where they are, and the rest of the system often puts a lot of barriers in the way and says, be here at this appointment time, fill out this form ahead of time, present yourself in this way before we can give you something. And to the extent that we have the flexibility that these funds allow, we can do the opposite of that. We can say, where are you? How do we help you with what's going on? And you know, yes, we can make that happen. I mean, I think these funds allow us to flexibly maximize the value of the health care and the other social services that are available to people, but they can't always access.
It can be strange things like animal care, move-in costs, being able to connect to people that they care for through technology, you know, whether it's phones, paying somebody's phone bill, preventing somebody from becoming homeless by helping pay their PG&E bill. What I want you to know about people experiencing homelessness is it could be you. I mean, the reality of people that we see every day, some of them look like what you expect a person experiencing homelessness to look like. You know, with lots of layers and with their carts, and really have been on the street a long time. And we have patients who we see who you would not know they're experiencing homelessness except that they've told you, or except that you happen to know, but otherwise look exactly like you. They have an income. They're living on SSI. They're living sometimes on wages and have jobs, and they can have been housed earlier this year and are now unhoused, living in their car. And that can be changing frequently. They can be housed and unhoused many times in a year, and it could be you. I mean, it really, this year has shown us more than anything else that anybody can be a person experiencing homelessness.
This is where you step in. This film is to show you exactly how your contributions will help the men, women, and children sleeping on our streets right now. If you are comfortable and warm, consider giving what you can.
Thank you, Damon, Heather, Wanda, and the entire mobile healthcare unit. We appreciate the work that you do, and we appreciate you taking the time from it to share your story and the story of the people you serve. For those of you watching at home, what you just saw is why we are here right now. 2020 has been a tough year for all of us, but it has been especially challenging for the healthcare heroes of the Alameda Health System and the people that they serve. We've all lived through this pandemic, we know, but they have faced it head on, and they have supported us and our whole community, specifically the people most at risk when we needed them most. So now it is our turn. It is our turn to support them, which is why we are asking you for your help right here, right now, to help fund the Mobile Health Clinic. The Mobile Health Clinic delivers care to the most vulnerable members of our population, Alameda County's unhoused community members. And we know the challenges this population faces: complex medical issues, sometimes complex behavioral issues, an increased risk of contracting COVID-19 and increased risk if they contact it, which is why the mobile health clinic is so crucial. You saw how providing direct care in a familiar environment without forcing patients to have to travel to a hospital and either overwhelm a hospital or feel unsafe in the hospital themselves, you saw how such direct care can have such an immense impact. So think for just a moment back to where we all were back in March when the pandemic was just revealing itself to us. As the rest of us were making our last trips to the store, stockpiling resources, preparing to hunker down, the Alameda Health System Mobile Health Clinic team was rushing headlong into the fray. And right now, we need you to rush into our fray. Go to bidpal.net/AHSF Gala 20, get logged in and register to participate, or text AHSF Gala 20 to 243-725. You see the number on the screen right now. We need you. There are a variety of levels at which you can make a pledge. You can pledge $1,000 or $500, $250, $100, or my favorite, other. And whatever we want, we're hoping if you hit the other button, maybe you surprise us. Pledge $5,000, $2,500, maybe even more. We see some other people making pledges. Either way, whatever you pledge, know that we appreciate you. Know that every pledge makes a difference, and now is the time. Now is the time, and we have pledges. Pledges have been coming in. Our own Brad Murdoch kicked us off with our first pledge this evening. Then Ed Harris was in for $100, and Brenda Payne pledged $100, and Mark Rudser pledged $500. Patty McCormick was in for $25. Every pledge makes a difference. We appreciate your pledge, Patty. Heather McDonald Fine pledged $500. Keep those pledges coming. We appreciate each and every one of the pledges, and every pledge makes a difference. Yvette Torres is in for $25. Susan Tiemann was in for $250. Felicia Tornabine pledged $200. Linda Chu in for $500. Elibet Jimenez pledged $250. Michael Gomez in for $250. Sarah Nolan pledged $100. Minnie Swift in for $1,000. Mark Rivetti pledged $100. Marella Via Pato pledged $500. Every pledge you make, every pledge makes a difference, and we appreciate all of you. Kristen Torson in for $100. Marilla Villapeto, we said you're 50. Yes, we appreciate it. Brad Murdoch in for another 100. Brad's all over the place tonight. Thank you, Brad. Mary Rudser, we got your $500. Yes, we appreciate you. I'm just going over this. Here's the thing. I want to make sure that I see every pledge and react to it because we appreciate each and every one of you. So Sarah Nolan, your $100, we appreciate you. Keep those pledges coming. You heard what you heard Wanda say, that they take all the money that you say, all the money that you give, and they use it in the mobile health clinic to purchase things, not just medicines, but also PPE and all of the things they need to keep it going. And every pledge that you make makes a difference for them. And they are able to take it and do great work with everything that you pledge. As Rakna Vanjani pledges $100. And Rakna, if I got that wrong, I apologize. I mean it with all the love in my heart. We totally appreciate your pledge. And as somebody whose name has been mispronounced more than a couple of times, and I am with you there. I apologize if I got it wrong. Keep those pledges coming. You saw that we have an aggressive goal of $30,000 tonight, and it's because we believe in you. We believe in the work that you do because we know that you believe in the Alameda Health System Foundation, which is why Michaelia Hayes pledges $500. Donna Linton pledged $250. Ruby Haney, on our own team, Ruby making the pledge as well. Ruby in for $175. Mark Amy pledged $250. Keep those pledges coming. We appreciate each and every one of you. We've tipped the $5,000 mark. Great news there. Now we just need to keep going and keep those pledges coming because we know that every pledge that you make, Alameda Health System is going to do great work with it. And Danielle Coleman, I see we've got an event chair theme going this evening as all of our chairs are making pledges. Danielle in for $500. $500. Thank you, Danielle. Keep those pledges coming, everybody. We appreciate each and every one of you. We've now tipped the $6,000 mark, and that's what we can see here. One of the things we also know is that a lot of people went to our other giving platform because hey, it's 2020, right? It wouldn't be a gala, a virtual gala, if there weren't going to maybe be a little bit of craziness in it. And so one of the things is that we've had a couple of different ways in which you can give. So a lot of people are making pledges through the main site, which has a different giving platform on it. I know, but what we'll do is we'll get those numbers. We'll make sure that we incorporate all of you as well, because we want to give we'll do our best. We'll do our best to incorporate everyone as we see more pledges coming in. Gary Offenberg is in for $250, and Tori Webb pledges $250, and Cindy Harless pledges $25. And we've got an anonymous gift. And hey, you want to stay anonymous? We appreciate anonymous gifts as well. Keep those pledges coming. We appreciate all of you and all the work that you are doing. And everybody who's making pledges on the other system as well, we appreciate your work there. We know that there's a lot of money that's going through that system right now, and we will make sure that we'll do our best to track down a way to see all those numbers. As Kelly Finley, hey Kelly Finley pledges $500. It's miss seeing y'all in person. I think it goes without saying that we had a lot of fun last year, especially selling the dinner with Del Vecchio. But hey, we appreciate what we can, and this is what we've got. So let's keep those pledges coming, everybody. As Margot Dunlap is in as well, we appreciate your pledge of $100, Margot. Thank you, everybody. Nilda Perez is in as well. Thank you, Nilda. So your pledge of $250. Keep those pledges coming, everybody. Keep those pledges coming. We appreciate your pledge. Tell you what, can we get to $10,000 before we take a break in our fundraising and move on to the next item? Can we get another, what would that be, $2,600? Genius math auction brain at work, right? Can we get another $2,600 before we move on to our next portion of the program? Because I know we've got a big goal. Seems like it's a long way off, but like everything else in 2020, you achieve big goals incrementally, and right now we're looking at you to help us inch ever upward to achieving the goal of funding the mobile healthcare unit with $30,000 tonight, as we're currently at $7,900. It's Erica Chu made a pledge, a big pledge. Thank you, Erica. We appreciate your $500 pledge, and keep those pledges coming, everybody. As Ryan Alipio in as well for another, I got to do some things on the computer, obviously, $50. Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate your pledge. Keep those pledges coming. So here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do, because we appreciate the support that you're giving. As Sumita Kalra pledges as well. Sumita Kalra, we appreciate your pledge. We appreciate every pledge. And what we don't want is to spend all this time saying, oh, we're going to, but Sumita Kalra, we appreciate you, $250 pledge. The pledges that you are providing are doing great work. We appreciate all the work that you're doing. What we're going to do right now is take a moment for you to meet one of the amazing members of the Alameda Health System, one of our healthcare heroes this evening. Please take a moment to meet Tasha Thibodeau.
My name is Tasha Thibodeau, and I work here at Highland Hospital in our Complex Care Management Division. I serve this community as a community health outreach worker. What we do is we meet the health, social, mental, and health needs of the most vulnerable folks in our community. COVID-19 presented my department with challenges we met head on. I'm grateful that my manager, along with union representation, advocated for the safety of myself and my work colleagues by offering the opportunity for us to telework, not breaking 1 minute of care for our patients. We were able to offer uninterrupted care through telephone consultations, through video visits, and by utilizing the Postal Service. There's nothing like going through a worldwide pandemic with pre-existing health conditions. Our patients were fearful. They didn't know what to do. They were afraid of family members. They were afraid to go shopping. They were afraid to do anything. We were able to continue daily or as needed care with teaching and coaching, providing information for patients that had special diets, just anything that our patients needed. We were there to try to assist or to connect and to assist them just through a really rough time. We provided masks to them. We gave them gloves as needed. We didn't just say we care, we showed up for them daily. I feel really grateful to work here at Highland. I've been here for 24 years. I've been through many different departments in this hospital, and I feel like this department, complex care management, is a culmination of all my skills that I've learned over the years. I'm very grateful for the work colleagues that I have. We work as teams. I think I'm most proud of the way our patients begin to advocate for themselves and feel empowered when they're done with our interventions. It's so common for them to bring their friends to us and to want them to go through our program too, to just better manage their lives. It's such a joy to work here and to give back into the community that I serve with such wonderful people. Every day, our mission is right in our hearts and right before us, and we make certain that we not just say it, we live it.
Thank you, Tasha. We appreciate the way you live it and say it. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And thank you watching on screen right now as well. You've been doing great work. You've kept those pledges coming and we appreciate it. We're currently at 8725 and we know that there are a lot of pledges coming in on the other system. You can't see it. Brad, I'm obviously in a studio, right? Because hey, I can do fancy things with a thermometer and I can say, check it out. We've raised $8,700. But Brad's right behind the camera as well and he is pushing buttons and crunching numbers, and he's trying to make sure that he can get all of the data to share with you because there's also pledges coming in on our other system. I know, we put it in a couple of places. Why make it easy on ourselves? But Gassan Jamaluddin, we appreciate your $500 pledge. Sarah Nolan, we appreciate your $150. Susanna Flores, your $25. We appreciate that. As Brad is working his way around, we've received another $3,000 in pledges over on our other giving platform as well. So we're closer to 14,000 right now, or over 14,000 with close to 14,000 with that $3,000 in pledges over there. As Barry Simon has pledged $500 as well. Keep those pledges coming. We appreciate each and every one of you. Honestly, keep those pledges coming. We will do our best to honor and acknowledge every pledge that you make during our show this evening. We're going to move on with the program because we got some other things we need to do, and we value your time and we appreciate your attention, and I will do my best to honor and acknowledge every pledge you make. So we'll check back in with the Fund the Need, but right now it's time for our auction. And just like everything else in 2020, our auction's going to be just a little bit different. We still have great auction items upon which you can bid. You still get to bid against your fellow Alameda Health System and Foundation supporters in real time. Only now you get to do it right here on your computer. Instead of getting all dolled up, you're wearing your PJs or your comfortable best at home. So make sure you're registered again at bidpal.net/AHSF Gala 20 because that is how you play. Two things about bidding online. When the time comes to close an item, it is going to close. There is no overtime. Do not wait until the last second to bid. In fact, you should go start bidding right now. Seriously, bid on everything. All the items are open and they're going to close in real time. Secondly, make Max your best friend. You can set a maximum bid on any auction item and Max will bid on your behalf automatically up to that maximum only when other people bid against you. It's like drafting a Hall of Fame quarterback to bid on your behalf. They do all the work. You look like a genius because of it. So with that, let's start our auction this evening with Lot 101, the Instant Wine Cellar. Start our auction like we always do, with wine, a collection of magnums and 750s spanning all sorts of California regions and varietals, from the cellar of AHSF board member Daniel Coleman, chair tonight as well, and Rufus Coleman. And we'll start with the champagne because you should always start with champagne. From Domaine Chandon, one of the first French-owned sparkling wine ventures in the United States, you get a magnum of their Brut Rosé. From Justin Cellars on the Central Coast, 2 magnums, one each of the flagship Isosceles and a magnum of the 2017 Savant. Duckhorn, they were Wine Spectator's Wine of the Year back in 2017. You get a sample of their 2017 Duckhorn Cellars Napa Valley Cabernet and their Duckhorn Vineyards Napa Valley Cabernet. It's the perfect holiday collection of wine to get you through next week or, you know, the holidays, however you want to look at it. The bidding on this opened at $550. Michael Gomez kicked us off. No, the bidding on this started off at $340. Michael Gomez bid $340. Then Mark Amy bid $425. We were looking for $510, and Elibet Jimenez came in at $510. And then Michael Gomez came back in at $595. He said, no, I'm back in at $595. And then Rob Swift bid $680. And Michael, we thought maybe it was just a sympathy bid to get us started at the very beginning of the night when he was the first one to bid. But Michael came back in and said, no, I want this at $765. Michael Gomez, currently the leader in the clubhouse at $765. Looking to you to come back in now. If you were waiting until the last second to jump back in, this is it. Currently at $795, looking for a next bid of $850. Take you right up to the value, make it fun and easy for the write-off purposes. Currently at $765 with Michael Gomez looking for $850. Giving you the chance to say yes, this is it. You want back in, because once again, when we say close, Rob Swift in at $850. Now I'm going to try to do math on the fly and say now we're looking for, let me guess, the next bid's going to be $940. Yes, currently looking for $940. Rob Swift's in at $840. Michael, we're testing you to see if you really want it. Its next bid's $935. It's a $5 discount because I can't do maths. Can't do maths while surfing a computer and talking to a camera at the same time. So Rob Swift currently in at $850, looking for $935. Going to give everybody a fair chance to get back in at we're $850, looking for $935 as we say. Yes, no, maybe so, fair warning, or off we go. Last chance to bid us, and we're going to say closed. Lot number 1 is closed, which takes us, appropriately enough, to lot 102, the Beaches of Del Mar, number 5. It's a Richard Trumbull original. Richard Trumbull has many connections to our event tonight. Is actually Dr. Trumbull. He earned his PhD in clinical psychology, had a successful career as a clinical psychologist before when he decided to retire, and he didn't really retire that well because he began painting. He met Layla Hardy, a master teacher from the Chicago Art Institute who mentored him. He's also the father of Alameda Health System's Lily McRae. Based down in San Miguel de Allende, it's an artist colony if ever there was one. His work has been featured as the poster art of San Miguel's Chamber Music Festival, San Miguel Jazz and Blues Festival, and the renowned San Miguel Annual Writers Conference. You get Beaches of Del Mar. It's an original 24 by 36, 2 by 3 feet, acrylic on canvas. Dr. Trumbull has exhibited many times in Mexico and California, solo and otherwise. His work is in private collections from Paris to San Francisco to Toronto to Mexico City to yours. If you get the winning bid. So we bounce on over and check in on the bidding history. And currently, we're looking for our first bid on the Dr. Trumbull Beaches of Del Mar package. Minnie Swift bid $560. And then Remy Mendelson came in at $700. And we're looking back to Minnie or anyone else to jump back in. If $560 up to $700, I'm guessing the increments are $140. So that means the next bid's going to be $840. Remy's in at $700, looking for $840. Yes, it's time to get back in. Minnie, we'll find out if you really wanted it or if you're just bidding to get things going. Either way, I appreciate it. We're currently in, Remy's currently in at $700, looking for a bid of $800. And look, here's the thing. This is the cheapest view of Del Mar you're ever going to purchase, because getting anywhere close to the beaches at Del Mar, you know, even just for a weekend, costs more than the current bid we're sitting at. We're currently at $700, looking for a bid of $840. Yes, no, maybe so. It seems like the bidding slowed down. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to give you a little verbal 10-second countdown. We say you've got yes, no, maybe so, fair warning, or off we go. Last chance for you to bid on our auction on lot number 102 tonight, and sold. Lot 102 is sold, which brings us, I know, appropriately enough, to lot 103. 103, the hosted dinner for 4 with Chef Mario Hernandez of Frog Hollow Farms. 4 people. Enjoy an intimate evening of fantastic food in a spectacular setting. When the world is either warm enough to eat outdoors or safe enough to dine indoors, make your way to the Alameda home of AHSF board member Minnie Swift and her husband Rob. You'll be welcomed in with a glass of something special. Minnie and Rob will entertain you while Chef Mario Hernandez whips up a multi-course feast. Chef Mario got his start at Oliveto Restaurant in Oakland, opened a popular cafe in New York City's East Village, but always had his eye on creatively utilizing the freshest ingredients to be found to create incredibly delicious dishes, which led him to become the culinary coordinator at Frog Hollow Farm, where he develops all their recipes. Whether for the farm kitchen or their ferry building cafe, he makes them all. Mario will work with you to create a menu based on what is in season and maps best to your preferences. Minnie and Rob will be the hosts with the mosts, and if you're nice, maybe even show you that awesome reel-to-reel player that we saw in the background earlier. I know, Minnie, I can't stop talking about it. I love that thing. The bidding on this has been off and running because Danielle Coleman kicked us off at $400, and then Felicia bid $450, and it seemed like Felicia had an auto bid because Felicia was bid $500 as well, and then Danielle was back in at $550, and Felicia, I smell a bidding work. Felicia in at $600. Felicia in at $800. Danielle a bit. How can Felicia bid at $700 and then, oh, it's a bad bidding software. Felicia in at $800. Danielle in at $700. Felicia in at $750. Danielle at $800. I know this doesn't make sense, but I'm making the most of it. Danielle at $800 and Felicia at $800. Seems like we had max bids competing each other. Danielle's at $850. Felicia in at $900 and Felicia in at $1,000. Oh, chaotic but exciting. Felicia in at $1,000 as we go back and check into the bidding and say, oh, yep, Felicia's still holding tough at $1,000. So Felicia's in at $1,000, looking for $1,050, or maybe you want to bid $1,100, maybe you want to bid $1,200, bid more, set a max, send it higher. But currently, Felicia's the winning bidder in the clubhouse at $1,000, looking to you, everyone else. Maybe Danielle. Michael Gomez in at $1,050, now looking for $1,100. $1,050 is bid, looking for $1,001. Looking for $1,001. Don't let us say it's done. Michael in at $1,001. I see you've made Max your friend. Good for you, Mr. Gomez. Well played, sir. Currently in at $1,100, looking for $1,150 or more. Nothing wrong with bidding more, said the auctioneer, right? Of course. Look, Michael's in at $1,100, looking for $1,150 or more to enjoy, and you know, Minnie and Rob are going to treat you to an incredible evening. Chef Mario, amazing chef. They'll be the hosts with the most. So we're currently in at $1,100, looking for a bid of $1,150 or more. Again, I want to make sure we give everybody. Felicia's in at $1,100, and then Felicia's in at $1,150. Now we're looking for 12. Go 12. Bid 12. Yes, 12. Now 12. $1,150 is bid, looking for $1,200. Looking for $1,200. Felicia's in at $1,200. Normally I would say you don't have to bid against yourself, but it guarantees you win. But this is definitely making sure you're going to win, because Felicia's in at $1,200. Now we're looking for $1,250 or more. And maybe you're not really sure. Like, Felicia seems like she's really committed to this, but it's your chance to test her mettle and see how badly she really wants it. Because we might not be able to see each other's faces, but we can definitely feel your intentions. And Felicia, I feel some mad bidding energy coming from you right now. Totally appreciate it. Felicia's in at $1,200, looking for, I don't know, maybe Michael Gomez, maybe Danielle Coleman, to bid $1,250 or more. Felicia's in at $1,200, looking for $1,250 or more. Go more, bid more, now more. $1,200 is bid, looking for $1,250. Yes, no, maybe so. Fair warning or off we go. Felicia's in at $1,200. We'll hit refresh on the software system one last time. Bring it up and say Felicia's in at $1,200. Fair warning to everyone else. Yes, no, maybe so. Fair warning or off we go. Last chance to bid on dinner with Chef Mario at Minnie and Rob's, and sold. Lot 103 is sold, and that takes us, appropriately enough, to lot number 4, 104, the one-of-a-kind necklace. And this one, look, here's the thing. Edie, there's no bids, right? I just went and looked. Nobody's bid on this yet. So we're going to play a little bit of back and forth of checking in on the bids, and also encouraging you to do your holiday shopping early, because it's never too early to buy the perfect gift for yourself or for the loved one in your life, whoever you want. But either way, from Edie Yamamura, In memory of Clyde A. Thompson comes this custom crafted necklace. Edie commissioned jeweler Nobuko Okamura to create this particular necklace. Nobuko, she's based in Birmingham in the UK, where she graduated from the School of Jewelry, has her workshop in Birmingham's historic jewelry quarter, where she creates each piece by hand to order, which means that when Edie contacted her and I set her to creating this piece, Nobu created it specifically for her. Susanna Morales has bid $600, and it looks like Susanna created a maximum bid, because then Susanna's also in at $750, and Susanna's in at $900. We're now looking for a bid of $1,050, looking for $1,050. Susanna's in. This necklace, it's a Baroque pearl strand with an enhancer pendant. It's got a large Cabochon amethyst capped by 14-karat gold plumeria flowers with diamond, ruby, and emerald accents. The enhancer's removable, so you can have just the pearl strand and wear it alone, and the enhancer can be clipped to another necklace. The perfect gift for you or that special someone in your life. Never too early to do your holiday shopping, and we all know that we are all going to do our holiday shopping online this year, so it's also never too early to get started. Susanna Morales is our leader in the clubhouse right now at $900, looking for a bid of $1,050. And one of the things that we don't have stated outright is that when you hire Nobuko, let me get her name right, Nobuko, to create a necklace like this, we're just about getting to half the value on this thing right now. This is a one-of-a-kind handcrafted necklace. We're looking for a bid of $1,050. Susanna Morales is our current leader in the clubhouse at $900, giving everybody your last chance. Yes, no, maybe so. Fair warning or off we go, because remember, the internet's relentless. When we say it's done, it's done. This is your last chance. Fair warning to bid, and lot 103 is sold. Sorry, and 104. 104 is sold, which takes us to lot 105, the Taste of Napa. This is your chance to live through two lessons, right? There's two things that we've learned in this pandemic. We're tired of cooking for ourselves, see the lot with Minnie and Rob, and we drink a lot of wine, which makes this next lot perfect as well. 4 people. Enjoy VIP experiences at 3 renowned Napa wineries. Let's start at William and Letitia Jarvis's Jarvis Estate Winery. It's high atop the Vaca Mountains, just east of Napa Town. You'll get a VIP tour of their entire winemaking facility. It's built into a 45,000 square foot cave extending into the mountains. It's an incredible architectural feat. You'll enjoy a tasting of their Cabernet, their Bordeaux blend, and their Chardonnay. Then, from one majestic view down to another, you go to Michelle and Robin Baggett's Alpha Omega Winery for a VIP tour and tasting. Also get to take home a bottle of their Alpha Omega wine. And then finally, capture the sparkle at Mum Napa, where Champagne-born winemaker Ludovic Dervin creates the first California sparkling wine that ever broke 94 points on the Wine Spectator. And the bidding on this started with $395 with Cindy Harless, and then Elibet Jimenez came in at $495. As we click on refresh and we scroll down to see who else wants to go to the Taste of Napa, as Ghassan Hamaladin is in at $595, looking for $695. $595 is bid, looking for $695. Go $695, bid $695, and $695. $595 is bid, looking for $695. And look, if there's one thing that you know that you can do safely, it's go drink wine outside. And this is the perfect chance to buy yourself a gift that's going to hold up for a couple of months. You have to wait until the weather's a little bit better to be able to do this one. But Ghassan is currently our leader in the clubhouse at $595, looking for $695 as we say yes, no, maybe so, fair warning, or off we go. Elibet, Cindy, we're going to give you each of you a chance to jump back in and say, yeah, you want to do it, or you just like, or we appreciate your bidding, because we appreciate every bid. Every bid helps. Kelly Finley, new bidder out of the blue. Welcome in, Kelly, at $695. $795, now looking for $795. Go $795, bid $795, and $795. That's the other fun part about this year and this virtual gala, is that now we get to say all these increments. Normally we would never move like this, but hey, look, we're in at $695, is bid looking for $795. Yeah, come on in at $795. $695 is bid looking for $795. So Kelly's in at $695. Looking, so as soon as I get it, Del Vecchio, like he retires and you take him to go celebrate. Like, woohoo, more wine. Let's go. $695 is bid looking for $795. Fair warning, one and all to bid us at $795. And oh, Gassan has been at the last second at $785. Now $895. Go $895. Bid $895. Now $895. $795 is bid looking for $895. Go $895. Bid $895 and $895. $795 is bid now looking for $895. We're gonna buy just a little bit of time, Kelly, in case like you're waiting, because there's like a minor delay from when I say it to when you hear it. But B, sometimes we know it takes a second to get through and register, and then you got to go click on the buttons and everything else. So we're buying you some time. So we click on the buttons and say, yes, no. As Kelly's in at $895, we've got a bidding war. We've got a bidding war. Got some interesting information we'll come back to in just a second, but Kelly's in at $895. As now, Gassan, we're looking to you to bid $995. $895 is bid now looking for $995. Go $995. Bid $995. $895 is bid now looking for $995. Go $995. Kelly's in at $895 looking for $995. You can round it up to $1,000. It's a nice round number. The IRS believes $1,000. But Kelly's in at $895 looking for a bid of $995. Fair warning, one and all to bid us $995. And yes, no, maybe so. Fair warning, off we go. Last chance and sold. Lot 105 is sold. Now, Brad just told me that Chef Mario of Lot 103, the hosted dinner for 4, he just texted Brad to say that he'd be willing to do a second one of those. So we're going to run it by Minnie and Rob. But, you know, seeing as how Minnie's the chair, we're pretty sure that, I mean, she's already done everything, so we're pretty sure she'll do one more thing, which means that our second place bidder, I think it's Michael Gomez is our second place bidder. So Brad will, how best to do, we're going to work out how to do this in real time. Hey, there's nothing like problem solving in real time. So I don't know if we can automatically create a second one of these lots right now and put it up there for you to bid on it, Michael, but just know that we're going to get that taken care of so that you can bid on it and make it happen one way or the other before this is all over. So thank you, Mario, Minnie, and Rob. Thank you preemptively for doubling your lot on the spot. And Michael, thank you for your bids. That takes us to, speaking of dinners, Lot 106. The private dinner for 8 with Chef Kelsey Kerr. 8 people enjoy a dinner party unparalleled with Chef Kelsey Kerr of Standard Fare. Special thanks to Alameda Health System Foundation board member Donna Linton for helping us put this package together. You, the winning bidder, can either take your party of 8 to Standard Fare, or Chef Kerr will come to you. And why wouldn't you have her come to you? I mean, either way, she's going to prepare a multi-course feast, pair it with wines from Brock Cellar. Chef Kerr spent years as a chef at Chez Panisse, co-authored The Art of Simple Food and The Art of Simple Food 2 with Alice Waters, co-opened Berkeley's esteemed Cafe Rouge. She is a powerhouse in the foodie community in the Bay Area and beyond. She's going to treat you to an incredible meal. It'll be in the perfect setting. Danielle Coleman kicked us off at $750, and then Donna Linton bid $830, and then Danielle's back in at $990 as we were looking for $1,070. And yes, I know the bidding increments are always fun when it's a computer, but hey, Rachna Vanjani bid $1,070, and then Danielle Coleman back in at $1,150, and then Michael Gomez in at $1,230. 1, 2, 3, oh, $1,230, and then Rachna Vanjani back in at $1,310. In at 1,310, looking for, I don't even know what the next increment would be. This was $90 increments, so it'd be like 1,400 on the nose. Rachna's in at 1,310, looking for the next bid. Let's just say the next bid at 1,400 or more. Go more. Why not more? Bid more. Bid 1,004. For example, Danielle in at 1,390. I was close. 1,390. Now looking for 1,004 or more. Go more. Bid more. Now more. Currently in at 1,390. 8 people. Private. 8 people. Any chef to come to your house and cook dinner for $1,400 for 8 people is a good deal on a great dinner. But to have it be Chef Kerr, who is just legend. Daniel Coleman's in at 1,390, looking for the next bid. Go next bid. Bid more. Now probably going to be if they're $90 makes it 1,480, right? So 1,390 is bid, looking for 1,480. Keep those bids coming. Here's your last chance. Danielle's in at 1,390. Yes, no, maybe so. Fair warning or off we go. This is your last chance to bid us more. And fair warning and sold. Lot 106 is sold. We appreciate all of your bidding. That concludes our auction tonight. Congratulations to not just the winning bidders, but all of the bidders. We appreciate you. You have done amazing work since we last checked in. Here, give me just a second before we bounce over to it, fellas in the back room. Give me just a second before we bounce over. Because, yeah, we've received a few more pledges. So let's check in on the Fund a Need thermometer as I bring it up on my screen as well. Because Barry Simon, we saw your $500 pledge, and Shanna Simmons, we appreciate you as well with your $100 pledge, and Will Rasmus pledged $250, and Berenice Perez pledged $250, and Marnie Riddle pledged $500, and Rachel Richmond pledged $200, and Barry Simon, yes, we see you with your $500. Teresa Hayes, we appreciate your pledge as well. It is never too late, everybody, to make a pledge. Teresa Hayes, we appreciate your $100. Everybody, keep those pledges coming. If you have a friend or a family member who couldn't join us tonight, please send them the link to AHSF Gala 20. It's bidpal.net/AHF Gala 20, or have them text AHSF Gala 20 to 243-725. There's still plenty of time for them to make a pledge that will support the Alameda Health System Foundation. Our Fund a Need is going to be open until the end of the year. You can make pledges until the end of the year as Del Vecchio makes a pledge. We appreciate you, sir. Del Vecchio making a pledge as well. And Susan Tiemann in. Del Vecchio in for $1,000. Thank you, Del Vecchio. We appreciate that pledge. Susan, give me a second to bring it up and say we appreciate your $100. We appreciate every pledge that everybody makes. Our Fund a Need is, in all seriousness, going to be open until the end of the year. So whenever you make a pledge, know that we appreciate you all. It's been my honor to be your fundraiser again this evening. Thank you for doing good work for the Alameda Health System Foundation. Know that this, in conjunction with the pledges that were made on our other platform, bring us to $20,000 pledged tonight in real time. You keep it coming and bring us another 10 and we can hit our goal. I know it's a big ask, but I believe in you. Don't go anywhere yet. We are not done, but when you do go, please remember to use your powers for good. And now, please join me in welcoming Associate Board Member Paulina Song.
Hi, I'm Paulina Song, and I'm a member of the Associate Board. I hope you're enjoying this evening's event and that you've learned something new about your community's healthcare system. Like many of my fellow Associate Board members, I grew up in the Bay Area, and Alameda Health System has been an anchor in my life. My mother was a single mom and a new immigrant living and working in Oakland when she gave birth to my brother at Highland Hospital. And then later in high school, when I was exploring a career in medicine, I was able to gain experience volunteering as an EMT in Highland's emergency room. So now, as a working professional living and working in Oakland, being a part of the Associate Board has been an incredible opportunity for me to give back. Thank you so much for participating in tonight's gala to celebrate our healthcare heroes at Alameda Health System. Have a happy and safe holiday season. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's program and will tell others, your family, your friends, neighbors, about the amazing work that is being done at AHS, especially under today's trying circumstances. As we all know, large health inequities and disparities exist in our community across geographic, economic, social, and racial lines. With your support, AHS is providing a vital role in reducing those inequities in access to care.
We would also like to take this opportunity to thank the members of our wonderful Gala Committee who worked tirelessly for months to put together this event. Susanna Flores, Lori Foydo, Sharia Johnson, Remy Mildonson, Brenda Payne, Megan Sweeney, Tasha Thibodeau, Cheryl Wilson Talford, and Krista Yoshino, all wonderful members of our Gala Committee. Also, Paulina Song, Foundation's Associate Board, provided invaluable production assistance. We also want to thank the AHS Foundation staff for all of their support, especially Brad Murdoch, a member of the staff who seen us through getting this virtual platform this year for the Gala. Thank you so much to you all.
And thanks again to our wonderful sponsors and to all of you who attended tonight and contributed so generously to Alameda Health System's mission of caring, healing, teaching, serving all. We look forward to the opportunity to get together in person for our 31st annual event sometime during 2021. Have a good evening.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays.